Hello and welcome to Week 4 highlights of the XRL European Super League on FIFA 15. On today's show, we have extended match highlights from our key game FC Porto versus AS Roma. We also have match highlights from all of our other games in the XRL European Super League, including how Galatasaray got on against Schalke 04, as well as how strugglers Sevilla could cope against the force of Everton. But now on to the main game of our extended highlight, which is between FC Porto and Roma. FC Porto having a new manager who won his first game in charge, so hopefully the new manager effect will still be working for them against an AS Roma side who have not lost a game this season. Full match highlights and commentary come from Martin Tyler and Alan Smith.
Da Silva. He wants it back from his teammate. There it is, it's come back. Herrera. Adrian. Found his teammate well. Well, he has a go. Porto have scored a goal here.
Well, it's a shot to nothing, but it's one of the best goals he'll ever score. Bottom left from that distance, incredible.
Here is another angle on that goal. So after the goal, we've opened the scoring here. Mattia Destro. Brahimi. Christian Teo. Quaresma.
Goal from Adrian, and really the keeper, he couldn't get near because it was thumped home.
Now it's 2-0. That could open them up, got to be, and it's a goal! The passing really has clicked into play here, and the opposition had no answer. The movement and the way that the ball was played to the guy who scored the goal was of a very high order.
Yeah, and you can only do that when you're playing with full confidence at the top of your game, and this lot out here are.
And up on the scoreboard here it says 2-1. Pjanic. Mattia Destro. Gervinho. Here the challenge is a good one. This could be it. In with a chance. And they've scored the equaliser. Brilliant attitude here, great ability as well, and they've suddenly pulled it out of the fire. And that's a goal well worth analysing again. It's a magnificent... Miralem Pjanic. And he shoots. Still in play here. It's a chance. Got to be. And such quality in the build-up. And a brilliant finish. A wonderful goal.
A goal from Destro, and what a goal. The crowd are on the feet. First time finish, always a thrilling sight.
Another angle on it here. And he's got the ball well to set his team on the front foot by intercepting. In with a chance. He might have tried to get it onto his other foot, but there wasn't time to do that, so he just had a swing at it. Not a very good swing. They've got the ball back through a very good interception. Martinez. Quaresma. Martinez. Able to make a good interception. Keeping the move going. He's got space, got to be. And there is the goal that puts them level.
A goal from Jackson, and that showed real finesse, just to place it into the bottom right-hand corner.
Let's see the replay now. Well, this is the essence of the game. Attack after attack. It's a classic. Mattia Destra. Gervinho. Chance for it. Got to be. Well done, the goalkeeper. But this time, he hasn't let the player who's beaten him already get another goal today.
No, I thought he should have got his second, though, because that was perhaps even a better chance than the first.
Here's the chance. That defending team really defending for all their worth. That will be a corner. Hassan! A good hit at it, but I'm afraid... Dangerous moment, in with a chance. And that flag is up, it has gone out off the player. Well, the corner put where the goalkeeper wanted it, really. That's not the best idea. Here's Michael. Martinez. He's got the ball. Mattia Destra. It's a quick break. He's in the clear. He might be needed again, the goalkeeper. So they can Daniele De Rossi. Mattia Destra. You can understand his eagerness to try and get in. They're holding a high line, but he's offside.
Yeah, you look at it, there's no doubt about it. He went too early there.
Brahimi. Mattia Destra. Michael. Oh, look at that, he's pulled a muscle. Close, got to be. It's a goal here and a glorious one, and it's surely the winner.
The late goal from Nangolan, well, it is an open goal, but he had to keep his concentration, and he did the simple thing well.
Final whistle has gone, and success here for Roma.
Thanks for coming, everyone. From me, Jeremy Nicholas, and everyone here.
It's a big win in a big game, a new rivalry here. Strong start for the club, 3 points.
Well, that might just be a very important victory in terms of their morale, over the next few weeks, the next few games.
So that was our main game of the evening between Porto and Roma. 3-4 to the away side Roma, who maintained their unbeaten record to the start of the season. And it was a sort of game where one team took their chances and the other team had maybe more chances and just got enough goals to win.
To be honest with you, at the start of the game it was quite equal. I think that Porto were quite lucky to be 2-0 up. I mean, both their first two goals were coming off shit passes that just got deflected off Roma's players, but then landed back at their feet, which meant that they opened up and managed to score. After those two, I just didn't think it was going to be Roma's day. But they did well. They showed good character and got back in and got those lovely goals to finish, really.
As you say, yeah, Roma showing really good character today and showing all the signs of a team that will probably be right up there going towards the business end of the season and getting 12 points out of 12 and a monstrous 13 goal difference so far after just 4 games just shows the quality of that team. But looking at some of their goals, what did you make of
Well,
them?
their first goal came straight after the kickoff from Porto's second, and it just really showed that he had enough of the crap that had happened from that. He was gonna do it. Did some lovely dribbling, nice little pass to Javidio, and shot it straight in. Lovely finish. I mean, that after that happened, I couldn't see anything other than him winning. Then he scored another amazing goal from another chip that landed again to Javinio's feet. Another lovely control and a fantastic finish again. 2 all. Nothing else was going to happen than him winning. Nothing else.
This seems to be a common trend of Roma's sort of play. It's just trying to find them players in the channels and playing sort of these lob through balls through, and it does seem to be working for them at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see how teams set themselves up to try and counter that in future and try and stop Roma, but they look quite unstoppable at the moment. The goal that put them 3-2 up in that game, I thought was quite poor defending from Porto's perspective. That he could have easily let that go.
The over-the-top chip?
But he... no, the third goal was running out.
Oh yeah,
the ball was running out of play, and he kicked it back in to about the penalty spot area.
The shame of that one is that Porto's goalkeeper made a lovely save from the original shot, but his defenders really let him down. Really let him down. Complete gifted goal. But to be fair, I think that came off after the pressure that Roma were just exerting through that game. After they got level, it was the whole game was just Roma, complete Roma domination.
So, what do you think of both of these teams' chances going through? We're still quite early on in the season. Porto, obviously, they've had a manager change, and since Craig Senna's come in as manager of Porto, he steadied the ship. He got a win in his first game, and he got okay. He lost, but it was not a massive margin against Roma, who are the table-topping side. So, can you see them possibly trying to steer themselves away from the relegation zone?
I think getting in the manager was a definitely good decision. The original manager just didn't seem to be had any control over any of the players. So bringing this one in, it really did sort of smarten up the players' ideas. And this game, they just lacked the finish. They had some good passes, but there was nothing special about them in that game. I think if they can just get what they have from their first back, they will do well. Mid-table.
Well, they're probably playing one of the better sides today. So, in terms of if they were to play a lower ranked team, they'd probably give them more than a good game and probably get a win. But moving on now, we're going to go to the rest of our match highlights. We have, I think, 4 or 5 of them to show you. And our first game is between Real Sociedad and Bayer Leverkusen. Could Bayer Leverkusen get their first win of the season, or could Sociedad move themselves up into the playoff places? Our next game comes between two sides who have been so far struggling in the XRL European Super League. But Bayer Leverkusen on the road to Real Sociedad, and early on it was the home side Sociedad who had a great chance early on after just 11 minutes. A few minutes later in the 14th, Chalangu got through on goal, getting through and past his man and firing into the top right corner, and gave Bayer Leverkusen the early lead after being a bit under pressure in the early stages of the game. Real Sociedad won the last game they played, however, against Wolfsburg, and they got straight back into this tie. A bit fortunate with the spin on the rebound there, but it crept over the line. It was 1-1 thanks to Castro making that goal happen. Just a couple of minutes later, Real Sociedad were under pressure. This time, Chalangu finding the ball and had a great shot on goal, hitting the post and cannoning straight back into the goal. 2-1 up to the away side, and this was possibly a chance here for Bayer Leverkusen to get their first league win of the season. Real Sociedad were not going to give up though, and Carlos Vela found a great through ball on goal, but this time it was saved by the Bayer Leverkusen goalkeeper. Sociedad probably having the better quality chances in the first half and in the second, and here we go, Castro having a great shot on goal after a through ball, making it 2-2 after the 57th minute. Sociedad having the better of the chances, but a very, very equal game here, and this one could have gone either way. And the pendulum turned once more in the 89th minute, as Shalangu completing his hat-trick, pouncing on a loose ball there in the box and getting there just before the goalkeeper made it 3-2 to the away side, and that was how it remained here at Real Sociedad, 3-2 to Bayer Leverkusen. Our next game comes between two sides who've had rather contrasting starts to the season. Sevilla only earning 1 point after their first game, whilst Everton have earned 6 more points than their rivals. And it was the away side who had a bad start to this game. Giagielka committing to a foul and not winning the ball and earning himself a red card after just 14 minutes in the game. The free kick came to nothing, but Sevilla looked in good order in the early stages and had that chance from Igo Aspas early on. As the first half progressed, it was quite an equal first half. Ada Magidi changed things though in the 48th minute, finding a ball for Romelu Lukaku, who somehow beat two men and then firing into the bottom right hand corner of the goal. It was a rather equal game up to this point, so Everton weren't fortunate at all to take the lead. Either team could have took it. Just 8 minutes later though, Sevilla tried to strike back, and they did. A corner finding Kevin Gramiro, who headed into the centre of the goal. The keeper could have done a little bit better, but it was a great header from the Sevilla front man, who made it 1-1 and kept the fans believing that they could get their first win of the season. Just a few minutes later, Sevilla had a chance to go through and make it 2-1, and they duly did. Gerard Deulofeu with the goal, and it sent Sevilla into the lead for one of the first times of the season, and they were increasingly having more and more chances in this game. As the game wore on, the advantage numerically was really paying off for Sevilla and could have made it 3-1 there if they took their chances. Somehow the ball getting away, but it was in the end turned over for a foul. And then with just a few minutes left, Ross Barkley getting through one-on-one with the keeper, twists and gets away from his man and finishes coolly in the bottom right-hand corner to earn Everton a 2-2 draw. Probably on the balance of play, not what they deserved, but a good away point for Everton, and they'll definitely take that. Our next game comes between Zenit St. Petersburg and Spurs. Been two very, very closely matched seasons for both of these teams so far, and the early advantage was for Zenit St. Petersburg, with Axel Witsel nearly scoring in the early stages of the game. Zenit St. Petersburg continued to dominate the game, and it was the first goal of the season for Danny that put the home side in front here. As the first half progressed, it looked as if Zenit would be taking more than the 1-goal lead into this first half, and they almost got through with Rondon, but a great save from Hugo Lloris in goal for Tottenham. As the second half went on, Spurs tried for an equaliser, but just couldn't quite get the header in there. And then the big turning point in the game, the second goal of the game for the home side, Zenit, a coolly placed effort from Rondon right in the side netting, and that put them 2-0 up with 20 minutes to go. With just a few minutes left on the clock, in the 86th minute, Paulinho found a bit of space by running out a bit wide and finished in the top right corner to make it 2-1. However, Tottenham could not find that equaliser at the end of the game, and that is how it remained here. Our next game comes between two sides who are in relatively good form. Schalke at home to Galatasaray. Galatasaray so far unbeaten in the league this season versus a Schalke side who won their last game and drew the game before that. This should be a close matchup between two sides who will be aiming to mix it right at the very top in this league. And in the early stages, Schalke had a great chance to make it 1-0. Farfan getting dispossessed, but the ball finding Yoshida, who Huntelaar then finding a great through ball chip to Farfan, who coolly finished away to make it 1-0. The Peru international getting his first goal of the season and making it 1-0 very, very early on in the game. As the first half progressed, Galatasaray built into the game, and this long-range shot from Inan made it 1-1. A great goal there from just inside 30 yards and just fired right into the top hand corner of the goal. The goalkeeper may have possibly been a bit too far away off his line, but nonetheless it was going to be hard to save. The first half was soon looking to be all about Galatasaray there, having a great chance crossing in but couldn't find a finishing touch. In the second half, Schalke were the next ones to have a go at trying to get the lead in this game. Farfan finding Huntelaar on the overlap, but just firing wide there, Huntelaar, the angle just getting narrower as he was running away from goal. In the 70th minute, Galatasaray looked to have a chance on goal with this header from Wesley Schneider, saved by the keeper and keeping Schalke in the game. But the big part of this game was in the last couple of minutes. Bruma running on goal, cutting in, having a shot which was great, parried away from the Schalke goalkeeper there. And then on the break, Huntelaar finding a fantastic through ball chip here again to Jefferson Farfan, who managed to coolly place away his effort in the near post. The goalkeeper will be very disappointed with that effort there, but that is how it remained here at Schalke in the dying minutes of the game, the home team getting the winning goal and it finishing 2-1. Our next game comes between two sides who are very, very big in the competition, Liverpool and Inter Milan. Liverpool have won one, drawn one and lost one since the competition, and Inter Milan have yet to win in the competition despite some very, very strong performances. Inter Milan broke from the blocks very, very quickly. Hernandez finding a ball from Rodrigo Palacio here and comfortably finishing in the middle of the goal round the keeper and finesse. It was 1-0 inside just 3 minutes here and rocked the Liverpool fans. They couldn't believe they were doing so early in the game. As the first half went on, just in the 10th minute, Henderson had a shot just outside the box, just went wide there. The keeper probably had it covered. Inter Milan started to exert their pressure and had this long shot from Lucas Podolski, their new signing, but saved by the keeper and eventually cleared. Inter Milan probably being the better side in this game, but in the 53rd minute, Coutinho had a chance to get round the keeper, but the angle was just too wide and couldn't make it work. A long shot from Rodrigo Palacio hit the post and Podolski couldn't quite get onto the header there. But it was in the 88th minute where Daniel Sturridge had a shot on goal. It was saved, but the headed rebound went in and it was 1-1 with Raheem Sterling getting the equaliser. So those were all of the goals from the games in the XRL European Super League. And I think it just shows how close this league is. A lot of the games being very close this week, just a goal separating them or even just the draw. Starting in our first game, Liverpool at home to Inter Milan. Liverpool, they're doing okay in the league. They're on 5 points at the moment. Inter Milan, big strugglers. I was quite surprised to see them down in 15th at the moment. What do you make of Inter Milan's start? They're a good team, but what's happened to them?
I think they did very well to get the draw this week. I mean, just look at the result that Liverpool had against AC Milan last week when they absolutely dominated. For Inter Milan to go away to Liverpool and stop their domination from that, they roll on and manage to get a draw from that. I think that was it's a decent result. After the start of their season, this is the building block to develop more points.
And they have got quite a good team. I mean, the pace they've got in the wings, you've obviously got Raheem Sterling, Daniel Sturridge up front. They seem to have quite a decent team going forward in terms of pace, and against some teams that will definitely work.
Yeah, Liverpool definitely have the best depth. Liverpool definitely have a lot of depth in their squad. I mean, with players like Markovic, Sterling, Coutinho, I could go on. Their squad and their sub-bench is incredibly strong. So I think no matter when you're going to come up against them, they're going to be a tough team. And I do think they'll probably finish top 5.
Well, that should be the hope for the manager LGS. But going on to our next game, Real Sociedad. They lost in this game 3-2 to Bayer Leverkusen, who pick up their first win of the season. XRL Bobbits will definitely be happy about that one. What do you make of how these two teams have started their seasons? I mean, Leverkusen obviously picking up their first win today. So
Well, I've been quite surprised by Real so bad, to be honest with you. I think they've had a shaky start, but then pulling in some decent results. And Boberts, I do think he should be higher up in the table. I think he's had some unlucky games, and this just shows that I think he just came out this week just to win.
Zenit St Petersburg were next. They were home winners, 2-1 against Tottenham Hotspur. And you've got them next. Cornish as manager of AC Milan. You'll be playing them next week. How do you think you'll find them as a test? Do you think they'll be difficult? I mean, they're in the hunt for the playoff places at the moment.
Yeah, if I'm honest, I'm probably going to lose. I'm going to go out and try to win, but I think if I get a draw, I'll be happy, to be fair. They are sitting 6th in the table at the minute, with 2 wins, 1 draw and 1 loss, whereas I'm in the relegation zone. I think I'm going to chance the players, get them perked up, try and do our absolute best. We're not going to gift them a win. If they win, they'll deserve it, but I'm going to try my best. A draw, I reckon it'll be.
And for Tottenham, they started all so well. 6 points after the first 2 games. They drew against Liverpool, and after that, they've really played poor against Zenit. I mean, they seem to be taking backward steps at the moment, and they have a sort of lack of pace going forwards. I don't know what's wrong with them at the moment, but they're definitely on a downwards curve at the moment. But the manager's very positive. He thinks he can get a good result. But moving on to Valencia and Wolfsburg. Wolfsburg picking up their second win of the season so far against Valencia, who both teams are sort of mid-table at the moment. They're not really going anywhere. They can't get any sort of momentum going. Out of both of those teams, who do you rate the most? I mean, you haven't played either of them yet.
No, I haven't played either of them, and to be honest with you, I haven't seen many of their games. But to Wolfsburg to be 8-1, I think their first game was.
Yeah.
I just think they're a bit too shaky at the back. They've improved. They've definitely improved. Yeah, complete giveaway. I think Everton, yes, they did get a lucky goal at the end, but Seville really need to get their defence sorted out. Really need to give a good talking to those defenders, because they're not bad players. They're not bad players. He just seems so leaky at the back. I don't know if he needs to change a formation or something, but something needs to change there if he's going to move forward in the division.
Yeah, definitely. They do look a bit dodgy at the back, and the fact that Everton had 10 men and managed to score just shows maybe Sevilla needs to take more chances and be more ruthless at the back as well. But going on to our final game, Schalke getting a second win on the spin against high flyers Galatasaray. Galatasaray have sort of slipped off the pace a little bit, conceding a couple of goals in their last game to squander a win, and losing now. So they've sort of gone into the mid-pack somewhat. They're on 7 points. They're on the group of teams all on 7 points. Schalke, they've won 2 games on the spin. Out of those 2 teams, who would you like to see obviously go on and do well? Who's impressed you so far?
Galatasaray have impressed. I mean, they definitely had a strong start. They seem to faltering a bit at the minute, but I think that's just with form. They will find it again, and they will probably finish in the top 5. Schalke, if I'm honest, are probably going to be relegation heroes. I think they're going to be finishing near the bottom. No, I've just not enjoyed any of their football. It's all been boring to watch, and I think they'll finish 16th.
Well, as long as they get the results, it doesn't make much difference. And 7 points from 3 games definitely is good for them. They'll be looking to go up the table a little bit. They will have Wolfsburg away next, I
think
believe.
They'll lose
so
to them.
Should be an interesting game over there.
I think Wolfsburg, they did start badly, but they're starting to find a little bit of form, and I think Wolfsburg will beat them 8-0.
Yeah, well, no one cares about your opinion. Right, anyway, let's have a look at the league table now. And it is looking at a complete whitewash at the moment for AS Roma. They've picked up 4 wins from 4. They're on 12 points at the top of the table and have a 4-point lead at the top over Everton, who are in second place. XRL Stuart and Tottenham Hotspur are third place, have dropped 1 place in the league table since last week on 7 points, on a group of 4 teams currently on 7 points with Galatasaray, Schalke and Zenit St Petersburg. Wolfsburg are the only team on 6 points in 7th place, followed by Liverpool, who are the only team on 5 points. Valencia and Napoli round off the top 10, with Napoli having a game in hand over AC Milan. Real Sociedad are 11th on 4 points, ahead on goal difference over Bayer Leverkusen, who picked up their first win this week. Porto are just above the relegation zone with 3 points, just ahead on goal difference over AC Milan, who are also on 3 points. And then at the bottom of the table, Inter Milan and Sevilla, 2 teams who have yet to win a game, are both on 2 points, with Sevilla bottom of the league on a -4 goal difference. Well, there you have it, everyone. I've enjoyed doing these highlights again. We will be back for week 5 with our main game and all of the rest of the games from the division. Thank you very much, Cornish, for popping in tonight and helping me with the highlights and the analysis. And we'll be back next week with week 5 highlights from hopefully all of the games.